It's Monday, September 2, 2019, and this is Globespan 24x7 News. My name is Samuel Signatin, coming to you live from Georgetown, Guyana. Here are the major headlines for today. Demerara Harbour Bridge to allow light traffic flow on Tuesday. East Coast Demerara man murdered. Government plans to do more to bridge hinterland with a coastland. City Mayor promises to address Albertown drainage woes, and operator and media given tour of proposed heritage tour site. We begin tonight's newscast by telling you that Public Infrastructure Minister David Paterson has announced that repair works on the damaged Demerara Harbour Bridge is expected to be completed by Tuesday to allow light traffic flow across the Demerara River. We'll tell you more in this report.
The situation at the Demerara Harbour Bridge remains the same. As persons are aware from previous reports, the incident occurred last evening when a barge crashed into the Demerara Harbour Bridge. Minister Paterson made this announcement earlier today while updating the media on the current status of the Demerara Harbour Bridge. Last evening, a barge crashed into a section of the bridge, rendering it inoperable. Vehicles were on the bridge at the time of the incident, but only one sustained damages. The minister said that damages are scheduled to be fixed by Tuesday evening to allow the flow of light traffic. According to Paterson, the crew from the crashed barge are currently in police custody.
Right now, I know it all before anyone asks, the situation with the barge is that the crew and the crew in the barge has been detained by the police. They're right now, I know, giving statements at the CID headquarters. I was told the preliminary assessment from Marad, they are yet to confirm it, that they suspect that the barge was outside its anchorage point, its designated anchorage point. They also suspect that the barge was not properly manned because it was not properly manned. So that was one of the reasons.
General Manager of the Demerara Harbour Bridge, Ralston Adams, explained that they were able to replace part of the damaged area to assist them in getting access to the other damaged parts of the bridge.
This morning, we were able to replace the connecting post at span 13. That was to facilitate us moving over to span 16, getting equipment over to span 16. We had to put in some temporary. We'll be working at span 16 to.
According to Adams, the damages caused by the barge resulted in the bridge becoming out of alignment.
The barge came into contact with the bridge at two locations, span 12, 13, and again at span 16. We saw some severe damages. You had a chance to look at it outside. The bridge is completely out of alignment between the high span and the retractor span.
With the bridge out of operation, the only means of crossing the river is by using the water taxi service at the Starbuck and Friedenhoop stellings. This is almost the third time Demerara Harbour Bridge has been extensively damaged by passing vessels. Such an issue can have severe impact on business transactions and operations on both sides of the river. The Ministry of Public Infrastructure is pleading with the general public to take note of the deadline 10 p.m. for the water taxi crossings between the Starbuck and Friedenhoop stelling. Reporting live from the Demerara Harbour Bridge for Globespan 24x7 News, Shakima Day.
Thanks, Shakima. In light of the current situation regarding the Demerara Harbour Bridge, approval has been granted for speedboats to traverse the Demerara River between Stabroek and Friedenhoop until 2200 hours. Addressing the media earlier today, Minister of Public Infrastructure David Paterson announced that temporary lights and other safety equipment will be deployed to facilitate the late-night speedboat operation.
For temporary measures, one, we will keep the water taxi service open until, or initially I had 8 p.m., but after an assessment and we're going to rent some portable lights and those things like that and put in some temporary navies. We're going to keep the water taxi service open until 10 p.m. tonight. The implications of that, And so I do hope that's why it's here. The implication of that is this, and I'd like you to communicate that after 10 p.m. this evening, unless you have an alternative method of crossing the river, you wouldn't be able to. So I like persons to you to communicate to the public. We will, with Marby running, communicate to the public that the close off time is 10 p.m. for the river taxis. Obviously, MARD will also, under our instruction, will have four emergency vessels in place for the periods between 10 p.m. when we reopen it at 6 a.m. Obviously, the emergency vessels is at the main hospital is in Georgetown, so they for obviously so such as a medical emergency, they can be there are some key personnel that have to be working on shifts. They will be accommodated.
Meanwhile, the situation at the Starbucks Stellan seemed out of control today as commuters were seen in huge crowds while trying to get onto speedboats. Some persons complained that there were lots of pushing. Globespan 24x7 News spoke with one person who explained the situation.
Now there's a situation right now, but they don't call for confusion with the Harbour. They call for confusion because there's supposed to be no confusion. There's not enough people here we have a confusion. But our people are so indisciplined. We don't have order. Now people goes and people come. You have one line going, one line coming. We have over 100 boats to carry the people back home, to bring them from wherever destination they are. But it's we people are so indisciplined. It's just shoving and pushing at each other. It needs not. Because look at it. This is not a crowd. This is not a crowd of the people. The people of themselves, their mindset need to change. That in any situation, we gotta get order.
That was the situation earlier today. We sent down our team at the Stabroek Market to assess the situation at about 5 o'clock this afternoon, and they filed this report.
Good evening and thanks for tuning in again to Globespan 24x7 News Live. It's going to be a very long night for water taxi operators as the situation with the Demerara Harbour Bridge gets on the way. Now, we have seen some chaos earlier in the day where people were tugging, being pushed, and it was a very large crowd, but now things have assembled into somewhat kind of order, the persons coming in and out of the Starbucks Stellan. And the water taxi operators are doing their best to try to get everyone across the river in a timely fashion. So we'll give you a view of what's going on currently at the Starbuck Market Stelling. Persons are traversing. A large number of persons are trying to get themselves onto a water taxi to get across the river. So now that you've gotten a glimpse of what the operations at the Stellan looks like, there will be a press conference tomorrow to update commuters on the status of the Demerara Harbour Bridge, and persons are advised to adhere to the 10 p.m. curfew, that the water taxis will be inoperable after 10 p.m. So persons are advised to take note of this. For Globespan 24x7 Live, Shakima Day.
Thanks, Shakima. Remember, for all your latest updates, do like our Facebook page, share our information, and follow us also on our YouTube channel. Police are investigating an alleged murder committed on David Gentle, 58, of Lot 42 Golden Grove on the east coast of Demerara on Monday, September 2, 2019. Acting Police Public Relations and Press Officer Superintendent Shiv Prasad Bacchus said the incident happened at around 30 at Haslington, northeast coast Demerara. Initial investigations have revealed that the deceased was last seen at a karaoke at Nabaklis North on the east coast of Demerara. Gentle was found lying motionless with wounds about his body, which was examined by emergency medical technician who pronounced him dead. Following a walkabout exercise on Sunday, Georgetown Mayor Durian assured residents of Albertown that their drainage issues will be addressed soon. More in this report.
A number of councillors led by the mayor of Georgetown, Durian, journeyed to the streets of Albertown, Georgetown on Sunday to listen to the concerns of the residents. Following that exercise, the team assembled at St. Ambrose Primary School, where residents stressed that the drainage in the community needs to be addressed urgently. According to the mayor, the issue partially stems from permits being given out to block drainage.
Most of the concern was drainage issue, but a lot of infraction with buildings. We find that people was giving permit to block drainage. So now we have to go at the Mayor and City Council and we'll make representation who give them the permit and all these things. And
Mayor Durian stressed that such issues can result in bigger problems for the entire city.
The city, not only in Albertown and Queenstown, our constituency one, it will cause problem in the entire city, where we'll continue to have flooding, continue with this kind of behavior.
Residents complained of the unsanitary conditions they are faced with on a daily basis, not to mention the amount of infectious diseases they can contract because of the clogged drainage system. Mayor Durian assured the residents that the issue will be immediately rectified. He also pleaded with the residents to ensure that their surroundings are kept clean, as they need to play their part also. For Globespan 24x7 News, Shakima Day.
Thanks, Shakima. We'll take a short commercial break. Do stay with us.
We would like to ask all of our faithful viewers to kindly like and follow Globespan 24x7 Facebook page and subscribe to Globespan 24x7 YouTube channel to receive up-to-date notifications of when we are live. Globespan 24x7 has vacancies for full-time positions such as reporters, newscasters, and news editors. Persons serious about joining a new and dynamic news team are asked to send their application to careers@globespantechnology.com. TravelSpan is pleased to announce special fares from New York to Guyana for Christmas. Seats are available to travel, and depending on which dates you choose, fares range from $849 to $1169. These are limited block seats on American Airlines non-stop flight from JFK to Guyana. Call 718-845-0437. That's 718-845-0437. Or book online at travelspan.com. TravelSpan does have a payment plan, so travel plans, call TravelSpan.
Amro's Travel Service is pleased to support Globespan 24/7 broadcasts. We provide travel solutions via our 4 locations in Trinidad. Chaguanas at 665-3383, Valpa 645-1604, Port of Spain 625-0800, and San Fernando at 652-4789. Remember, when you travel, Amro's is the way to go.
This newscast is brought to you with the kind compliments of TravelSpan GT, with locations in Georgetown and Berbice. For all your travel needs, call TravelSpan GT at 327-1701, located at Lot 3A North Road, Georgetown, between Camp and Wellington Street. In Rose Hall, call 337-4287, and in New Amsterdam, call 333-6230. Call TravelSpan today.
We would like to ask all of our faithful viewers to kindly like and follow Globespan 24x7 Facebook page and subscribe to Globespan 24x7 YouTube channel to receive up-to-date notifications of when we are live. Globespan 24/7 has vacancies for full-time positions such as reporters, newscasters, and news editors. Persons serious about joining a new and dynamic news team are asked to send their application to careers@globespantechnology.com. TravelSpan is pleased to announce special fares from New York to Guyana for Christmas. Seats are available to travel, and depending on which dates you choose, fares range from $8.49 to $11.69. These are limited block seats on American Airlines non-stop flight from JFK to Guyana. Call 718-845-0437. That's 718-845-0437. Or book online at travelspan.com. TravelSpan does have a payment plan, so travel plans, call TravelSpan.
Thanks for staying with us. We continue tonight's news by telling you that Indigenous Heritage Month was yesterday launched at the Sophia Exhibition Center with much pomp and ceremony as President David Granger declared it open to usher a packed month of events. In addressing a large audience gathered to witness the opening, the Guyanese head of state said that his government has managed to position education as a priority for Indigenous communities and its people. According to him, hinterland education has been repositioned to help to eliminate inequalities and to ensure that every child goes to school and that no child is left behind.
Development taking place in Indigenous communities is cause for hope. Development is about long-term progress, not a short-term process. It involves integrated planning and implementation. It involves education, the economy, society, and security if we are to achieve change everywhere. Education, and we're reminded that this is the start of Education Month. Education next to food, clothing, and shelter is essential to nurturing the next generation, to prepare them for leadership. Measurable progress is evident in the field of public education. Plans are on stream to continue improving hinterland education over the next 10 years in what I have dubbed the decade of development from 2020 to 2029.
That was President David Granger. We'll continue to provide you coverage of Indigenous Peoples Month. Several tour operators and members of the media experienced the Guyana Sugar Corporation Gaisuku Cultural Heritage Sugar Tourism product on Saturday, the Department of Public Information reported. The tour of the Albion Port Morant Estate in Region 6, East Berbice, Quarantine, is the second such to be held by the organization. The first was held at iFlood Factory on the west coast of Demerara. Forming part of Gaisuku's 2019 to 2021 strategic plan, the venture aims to create more revenue through the development and delivery of a competitive tourism product that tells the story of sugar in Guyana. Plans are on stream to utilize the Albion, iFlood, and Blearmont estates, as well as the Le Bon Intention head office compound, as sites to be visited. Some of the attractions will include factory, old mills reduction gears, oxen-drawn punts, old sugar mill, and a 1924 Rolls-Royce currently housed at the Gaisuku Training Center, among others. The recommendation was made for the establishment of gift stores, booths with tokens for sale at the various sites. President Granger told the Natural Resources Ministry apprentices that a sustainable future cannot be left to the nation's children unless the destruction to the environment by the extractive industry is arrested. He said it is partly for this reason that the government of Ghana is committed to a green development trajectory. The Green State Development Strategy, Vision 2040, he said, balances development of Ghana's natural resources with the protection of the environment. The Green State will demonstrate how Ghana's extractive industries can be aligned with the protection of the environment, the preservation of biodiversity, and the promotion of the generation of energy from renewable sources.
The sector will not be neglected, but will be supported to continue to contribute to employment and wealth generation. Natural resource development must be sustainable and consistent with the protection of our environment. The concept of sustainable development is key to understanding the need both to protect the environment and to provide for human survival. The idea that our lands must be protected from desertification and degradation, that our waterways must be protected from pollution and contamination, that our forests and our minerals must be protected from premature exhaustion, and our biodiversity must be protected from extinction.
President Granger said Guyana's traditional natural resources sector is vital to the country's economy and will remain so even with the advent of petroleum production. Guyana is the habitat to some of the world's most unique and rarest flora and fauna. Its biodiversity includes more than 467 species of fish, 130 species of amphibians, 179 species of reptiles, 814 species of birds, 225 species of mammals, and thousands of plants. Guyana is also at the center of the Guyana Shield, which encompasses an area of over 2.7 million kilometers square, making it larger than Greenland, and which incorporates parts of Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, and all of Guyana, French Guiana, and Suriname. The Guyana Shield is one of the most biologically rich and diverse areas of the world, which comprises pristine forests, largely uncontaminated, aquatic ecosystems and other intact ecosystems, and also contains 15% of the world's freshwater reserves. The 14 youths who made the most of a golden opportunity are now equipped with barbering skills. The young men recently completed the Project Your Pace program. This initiative targets adolescent males between the ages of 13 to 17 that have come into conflict with the law. The young men who participated in the 2-month training course received certificates and barbering tools. Co-founder of the initiative, Yvonne Barrow, said that the training builds the self-esteem of the participants and called upon persons to invest in the at-risk youths and provide more opportunities for juveniles to reduce recidivism. Director of the Department of Juvenile Justice, William Boston, commended the young men for participating in the training and urged them to use it as a stepping stone to a brighter future. Aside from the barbering course, the youths participated in weekly discussions on anger management, toxic masculinity, the male reproductive system, and violence. In the next month, they will be working along with the Ghana Football Federation. A coach will provide training once a week to the participants. GTT says it is currently experiencing an outage affecting customers from Covanjon to number 34 village. This outage is due to a vehicular accident that caused damage to infrastructure service area. Facilities impacted by this failure include mobile, landline, and internet. Currently, the company's technical team is working to have services restored as soon as possible. The telephone company said it apologizes for the inconvenience caused. We'll now take a look at what's happening in the region and internationally. Regionally, Hurricane Durian pounded the Bahamas on Monday, peeling off roofs, snapping power lines, and inundating homes with flood water while creeping toward the U.S. coast, where more than 1 million people were ordered evacuated. The Bahamas press reported on Twitter that a boy had drowned in the northern Bahamas, the first recorded fatality of one of the most powerful Atlantic hurricanes on record. There were no other confirmed reports of deaths or casualties. As many as 13,000 homes in the Bahamas may have been destroyed or severely damaged, the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies said. Internationally, Iran said on Monday it would further reduce its commitments under a 2050 nuclear deal if European parties fail to shield Tehran's economy from sanctions reimposed by the United States after Washington quit the accord last year. Open quote. It is meaningless to continue unilateral commitments to the deal if we don't enjoy its benefits as promised by the deal's European parties, and quote, Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif said in a joint press conference with his Russian counterpart in Moscow. Iran has had it with breached the deal limits on its nuclear activities one by one, ratcheting up pressure on the countries who still hope to save it. Tehran is prepared to take a stronger step in reducing its commitments on the deal with world powers if European countries don't take action to save the pact, its foreign ministry spokesman said on Monday. And now we'll take a look at what's happening in sport. Williams Industries International Race Meet yesterday in Barbados Bushy Park International Raceway was dominated majorly by the home team, with Barbados carting off the majority of the podium finishers. However, Guyana finished on the podium thrice, with Danny Persaud the only driver to win a race for the Guyanese. Persaud, in his blue Master Miata, collected the checkered flag in the third and final groups 3 and 4 combined race for finishing ahead of his respective Group 3 competitors. Guyana's Andrew King was second in the third Group 4 race, his only completed race, finishing behind Jamaica Kyle Gregg, that won all three of the Groups 4 and 3 combined showdowns. In the SR3 Radicals class, Guyana's Christian Jeffrey had a tough time after failing to reach the podium. Barbadian teenage sensation Zane Maloney swept the class with wins in all three of the races. And finally, in sport, England's Jofra Archer will demand to bowl at Australia batsman Steve Smith as the fourth Ashes test starting on Wednesday, says fellow fast bowler Stuart Broad. Smith missed his side's third test loss with concussion after being hit on the neck by an Archer bouncer at Lord's. The 5-match series is level at 1-1 after England's epic one-wicket victory at Headingley, although holders Australia will retain the Ashes if they win either of the final two tests. Archer, 24, qualified to play for England in March, made his debut in May, bowled the super over as the hosts won the World Cup in July, and has taken 13 test wickets at an average of 13.53 since his first appearance at Lord's. And that has brought us to the end of today's news. Before we go, here's a recap of our major headlines. Demerara Harbour Bridge to allow light traffic flow on Tuesday. Body of East Coast Demerara man discovered in trench. Government plans to do more to bridge hinterland with the coastland. City Mayor promises to address Albertown drainage woes. And operator and media given tour of proposed heritage tour site. Thank you for watching Globespan 24/7 News. On behalf of myself, Samuel Signanin, the news and technical team, until next time, do have a pleasant rest of the evening. Goodbye for now.